So welcome everybody, this is going to be game number 1 in between the team. Jordan is back as we have Botkin Arrow dropping 100 bits, thank you so much again. This is Viper, TaToH and Jordan on the team, and as you can see this is TaToH and Jordan starting the day for them. Emperor vs. Duo round of 16s, and the other side there is Carbo, an Argentinian player, and TaToH for team MaMBas. They are playing Mayans and the Franks over here in blue and the teal respectively. Other side Jordan is Persians in red, and TaToH is going for Portuguese. Actually, it is Jordan in purple and TaToH is in red. Am I aware of the results? No, I'm not aware of the results. I have an expectation, to be honest, because Viper, TaToH and Jordan are just way stronger as a team, but I am casting this completely blind. I don't know what happened in that series, and yeah, because I'll be uploading to YouTube, just to clarify, this is recorded games I'm casting and not live, but I'm seeing them for the first time, so I don't know what is going to happen in here. Anyways, TaToH playing Portuguese over here in this one, going double range archers. Other side, we're gonna have Blue walling himself pretty early on, committing quite a lot of villagers to walling. And in the meanwhile, Jordan is not really adding a lot of scouts, honestly. Does have what appears to be 2 scouts right now, one of them is the starting one, but that stable was idle for quite a time. Meanwhile, on the other side, we're gonna have scouts being grouped up at home by Carbo. So he's gonna wait to unleash them, and he will actually work towards fully walling his base over here. Let's see what Jordan can do and snipe that villager. That is not gonna happen, but that's a very long wall here for blue, and this could be a perfect opportunity for Jordan to potentially pick off a villager and even break in with a few scouts. Meanwhile, on the other side, TaToH is just chilling and scouting, grouping archers back at home, and slowly adding villagers to foot so he can progress towards getting up to castle age. Nice quick calls over there from blue, so that villager is going to be safe for the time being. Jordan not really committing to this one, but honestly, if blue and teal aren't really playing aggressive here, Jordan could just go and get into castle age. He's Persian, so his knights will deal extra damage against the archers, which is always nice when you're fighting against Mayans. As it appears that Carbo wants to get forging before he takes this fight. So basically the plan here for Carbo is just to sit back and chill until he gets a good number of scouts out. But honestly, this just gives time for TaToH to wall up, so I'm not sure if this is going to work out well. I am also not sure if these walls will be finished in time, because now Jordan is here with his own scouts. Archers from blue are very far away right now in this one. So this is the moment when you will have to unpop those scouts. The problem is that with Franks, you lose the advantage of having the extra HP if you only fight in late feudal age, because the opponent's scout player will already have bloodlines, as you can see here. So I'm not sure if this is the right idea from Carbo, because by the time he really uses these scouts, Jordan is gonna have bloodlines. And Jordan will probably try to delay this fight as much as possible. Decides to take it still, because there is archers helping out. And it appears that this is actually a pretty solid fight for the former secret players. We are gonna have the majority of the scouts cleaned up, and this might be a fast game, to be honest. Archers coming in here from TaToH to help out, but already there is going to be a lot of pressure in the face of Carbo, and also more archers coming towards Jordan's base. Now Jordan does have a defensive tower, so he should be more or less fine, and he's getting close to clicking up to castle age, but still lacking the gold to do so. So we might just see him selling a bit of food or wood to get up into castle. For now, Carbo is still alive, but they are behind by 1 and 2 villagers respectively. And this is a perfect find for TaToH. Indeed, Jordan will have to run for his life, and that's also a lot of food that's lost on those villagers. That's 2 villagers down, 3 villagers down for Jordan. Excellent counterattack over here. Jordan is going up to castle age just now, as it appears that TaToH is going to save his archers. TaToH going up to castle himself in this one, and in the meanwhile, I think TaToH is also working towards castle age, going for what appears to be a wheelbarrow, so his castle age is going to be quite a bit late compared to Jordan, which hurts quite a bit because Jordan is gonna be double stable knights with Persians that destroy these archers pretty easily. Anyways, for now, TaToH will stick around with his archers, and there is a massive opening on the wall. TaToH could just literally walk into the base of Carbo here and kill all the villagers on the wood. That cactus isn't going to protect you. Oh boy, that's a lot of dead wills. 1, 2, 3, 4. No 4 villager, just 3. But still, TaToH did quite a lot of damage. Nice zigzagging over there from blue. There's also some scouts coming in here from teal. And oh, TaToH! TaToH! Not like this, TaToH. TaToH. You were the chosen one. Oh man. He didn't really check if this was open. It's a very, very unlucky generation of forests, and it's not like he's going to lose huge amounts of wheels, but it's still Frankish scouts with forging, so TaToH is gonna lose a few. Anyways, at least TaToH is up to Castle Age, so he can take revenge for that. He's gonna have crossbows very soon, alongside with Ballist or Botkin. He is able to afford that one. He might even be able to pick off 2 more villagers over here. Indeed, 1 and 2 more to go down. And now TaToH is going to be walling this one off. In the meanwhile, Jordan is up to Castle Age, and neither of the players from the Argentinian team are actually really up in Castle. Yeah, it looks like a hidden path in a campaign, exactly. It's like sneak into the opponent's base. Carbo is in huge problems, I do agree. He's going to get pressured extremely hard here by TaToH. He is still open on the right side, but even if he wasn't open, he doesn't really have a safe wood line to work with because crossbows will deny that. But I think that TaToH is also in huge trouble. Because the thing is that Jordan is gonna have knights, and Persian knights will destroy those archers very easily. Another 2 villagers might be sacrificed for the cause. And I don't think that this house wall is even good enough. Indeed, it's not actually right next to the part which was broken through. Jordan is still not getting +2 armor, which is a bit of a small issue, I would say, but not really a big deal. If he has like 4 knights, he could easily clean this archer blob up here. And few more villagers go down. Right now, Carbo is down to 11 villagers on food. It's not working great for them. And these crossbows from TaToH could also pick off quite a lot of archers here before they would be upgraded to crossbows. TaToH is not actually going for a university, so ballistics will soon be there as well for him. As knights are just bashing their ways through the house here, forcing a defensive tower from Carbo. And other thing, as I said, if Jordan gets +2 armor against those crossbows, they could really take a good fight here. TaToH pushing these crossbows back. Right now TaToH has +1 armor, so does Blue have it. Ballistics on the way for Blue. Alright, so it appears that Jordan is going to withdraw his knights as Carbo finds a way into TaToH's base. TaToH is going to lose 1 more villager or so. Scouts will still die to crossbows, so it's not really a big deal for TaToH, but knights could cause a lot more damage. But you know what else knights can cause? Huge amount of damage if those are Persian knights. The only problem here for Jordan is that he's missing +2. If he had +2, this would be an absolute destruction. But even now, it's pretty tough to fight against this one. Knights trying to cut off the escape path for those crossbows, as TaToH is losing quite a lot of villagers. Both of the Argentinians are now very low in terms of villager count in comparison to TaToH and Jordan. Jordan also has the Persian TC working for him, which makes it even better. And right now, no gold income for TaToH. He's on 2 TCs, but 2 TCs for what? 26 villagers idle. This is just not looking great for them in this very moment. Knights are coming in from Carbo to counterattack, but TaToH has enough crossbows here to defend. Carbo doesn't have the +2 armor either, so TaToH should be able to melt those knights pretty easily, and it appears that, well, Jordan is just gonna commit to take down the archer range. This game is just total domination, yes. And overall, I give like 5% winning chance for the Argentinian team in this series over Secret. So right now, they're just trying to not die, basically, but they will... That's just not gonna happen. They lost way too much. Both TaToH and Jordan are ahead of them in eco. They're trying to trap these crossbows over here. They will eventually take an acceptable fight, I would say, but Jordan should unleash the knights on the left side crossbows, and Jordan really needs the +2 armor. The gate is going to be still open, so it's a great fight for Secret, or what used to be Secret one day. It's not Secret anymore. But look at this, archer range goes down. Both of the Argentinian players are below 50 villagers, and that is a GG. Well, that was a fast one. Let's take a look at the stats. So TaToH with 74 kills and 20 deaths, just casually destroying the opponents. Jordan, 16 kills, 20 deaths. That was extremely dominant. Let's see what the Argentinians can do on their own home map. Now, I actually wanted this series to be, you know, kind of fill-in content in between the first series today and the other series. This is why I cast it right now, because I couldn't cast it yesterday, and I decided that, okay, then the best time to cast the racks would be in between the first series and the second series today. But we're still like 2 hours away from the next series, and you know, this is already game number 1 done. Alright, let's go into game number 2. I'm not going to change the scoreboard because I can't fit 3 names over there. So I'm just gonna stick with Jordan and TaToH, but yeah, you should know that it's Viper also joining them. So Viper on the right side in yellow, he's playing Japanese in pocket, and Mongols for Jordan in red. And we're gonna have TaToH+JorDan in Malay in blue, and the pocket is going to be Kumans for Carbo in green. Not sure why you go for Kumans on this map, because it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And on the other side, Viper, TaToH, and Jordan does have experience in Cape of Storms. They played this in 2 pools, so they know the meta basically. And Mongols is a great Sif here. As you can see, Jordan is bringing in the board, and he could also mill the Huntables. And Japanese pocket is just for pure fish booming over here for the Viper in this one. What is the other series? Yeah, Nimeno already answered that. That's great. Nice to have so nice mods over here. Young Panda says this map Monka S. By the way, Young Panda is the one that actually made this map. So, yeah. Turn on score. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Now it works fine. So, it appears that both players from Secret will eventually go for the Huntables. Jordan starts with the Rhino, but he will probably go for the hunt here on Deer as well. And indeed, Viper is dropping Doc. No Doc from the MaMBas team. Instead, they are just gonna go for an archer opening here on the flank. And a 1 TC Kuman play. Okay. This is a bit weird from Carbo. Why would you do Kumans here for a 1 TC play? You can do any other Civ. Like, anything that's not Kumans, because basically Kumans, the only eco bonus that they get is that they can build a 2nd TC in Feudal. If you don't use that, you don't have any eco bonus. Might as well use any other Civ rather than Kumans if you're not going for a 2nd TC in Feudal. I mean, you could delay it, but I mean, I just don't understand the Kumans pick here overall, especially if you're not even going for a 2nd TC. It makes very little sense to me. Or I am blind and there... Okay, there is the 2nd TC, finally. But I think that by the time that 2nd TC really starts to kick in, we are going to see Castle Age coming in here from the rest of the players. So I'm not sure how much you can gain from that TC that is added this late. Alright, this appears to be a cleanup here from Carbo and TaToH. And in the meanwhile, Viper also lured in his boar. I like that. Jordan not going for the Huntables over here. It seems that he's also gonna go for the fish boom. They are holding on the land right now, but they're also gonna have a good fish boom ahead of this one. So Viper and Jordan should be ahead of Carbo and TaToH in eco. Now, Blue does have fletching in here, just like Jordan, and probably Jordan is gonna go Archer into crossbow and the Manga in the long run. But for now, he's going to play archers. Right now, he's kind of being lamed by Viper here, as the archers are blocked by Viper scouts. Viper waiting for Bloodlines to kick in, and then engage with those +1 armor and Bloodline scouts. Should be able to take this one. Why are there heals in the water? Like, what is up with that ocean? It's waves. These are waves. Because it's called Cape of Storms, and there's a storm. So, those are the waves in the storm, which makes this map pretty unique. I think there used to be a lot of elevation in the water maps back in the days of competitive Age of Empires, but it hasn't been used in recent years for whatever reason. Not sure about the exact reasoning. I'll probably ask the players once the tournament is done how they felt about it, because it's a pretty popular map. And look at this wall from TaToH+JorDan. He's just gonna wall the entire map as it is. Now, that's a lot of archers coming in here, and Jordan doesn't really have the numbers. In fact, Jordan has 1 kills and 10 deaths. We have seen better from Jordan, I have to say. So, let's take a look at this fight. No extra armor on Carbo's scouts. Viper has forging and extra armor, so Viper is gonna have way better scouts here, but I'm not sure if he has the numbers. Apparently he does. But in the meanwhile, Jordan is getting repelled. And, well, that could be a lot of dead villagers right now in this one. Jordan feels bad, man. He's getting close to clicking up the castle age, and since he has fishing eco, he's still fine. He has 41 eco in comparison to Carbo 43 and TaToH+JorDan 39. So the fishing eco is saving Jordan over here. But if you take a look at Viper, look at the boomer. 53 eco. Already 3 docks. He's just booming on the water. He's like, okay, just give me some time, I'm gonna boom on water. And something that we have seen so many times is the Japanese knights from the pocket here. Because you get so great fishing with the Japanese fishing ships that you can just go for the triple stable knights yourself. In fact, Viper's already amassing quite a lot of scouts to take this fight. And clean this one up. Oh, Jordan feels bad, man. Look at that, it's 26 villagers trying to get that tower up. And then the majority of them will die. I mean, Viper is going to come in here for blue. The best thing he can do is just try to pick off a few more villagers, trying to run away, but that was a bad decision. He should have just tried to kill like 2 or 3 villagers more. Because, well, these archers aren't really going to live for long anyways. He could have tried killing villagers from Jordan there. Anyways, Jordan is now behind in terms of villager count compared to Carbo, but Carbo is on 2 TCs. And the problem with having a Kuman pocket here is that you're going to be slow into castle age, and that really matters because your opponent is gonna go full knights and you need something to deal with those knights. So this might force Carbo to play camels. On the other hand though, Viper is not clicking up to castle age, he's going for triple stable knights and just booming, basically. He knows that he's fine because the opponent's pocket is also going to be slower to castle age because, you know, he is Kumans. And he's outbooming Kumans here quite massively, to be honest. Going to send one fire guy to check out the coastline, only to realize that his opponent is not really fishing. And, well, the scouts will actually find a way in the maze of those trees. And they will just run right into Carbo's eco. That's quite a lot of scouts, to be honest, from the Viper. He's going up to castle age right now. Crossbow is on the way for TaToH+, but his army is very slow moving. And I think Viper is probably going to go for light cav upgrade here. He has so much scouts, or so many scouts, that he can just go for light cav. Is the pronunciation of Jordan caused by the way how you pronounce ye in Hungary? Nope. We pronounce it completely different. It has nothing to do with it. It's just my accent in English. Anyways, this could be a nice find over here by TaToH+. Could pick off quite a lot of villagers from Jordan, and they kind of need that right now. Scouts still running around. Nice quick walls, I have to say, from Carbo. He is safe for the time being, but Jordan is coming in here with crossbows, so all these villagers will still die. Viper, 71% towards Castlage. He has 64 eco, and all these villagers are pretty much dead. Right now, TaToH+, isn't really able to kill a lot of villagers here. Oh man, that's going to be a lot of light cavs from Viper. The TC is full, farms are denied, and Viper with 66 eco. Look at that boomer. I mean, with this much food eco, Viper could actually go imp. Oh, I would love to see that from Viper. Basically going for a fast imp here. It appears that he's gonna go for light cav upgrade and chain barding, adding some knights. So that's not going to be a super fast imp, but if you just take a look at his resources, he might as well go for that. Anyways, camels are in here for Carbo, and it appears that this could be a little bit problematic for Viper. Crossbows marching into his eco. For now, Viper is safe, though he has a gold mine at the back. And also, Jordan's gold is pretty much safe over here. In the meanwhile, camels and knights are finally coming in, but all Jordan needs to do is just pick off the camel, and then it's going to be fine. Again, crossbows doing some minor damage here, but I don't think it's going to really matter that much. Ballistics on the way for Jordan, and as long as these light cavs are just ravaging the lands of Carbo, it's going to be insanely hard for the Argentinian team to achieve anything here. Meanwhile, TaToH is doing his best to pick up a few villagers from Jordan, but that's just not happening, and Viper is just gonna unleash his cavalry in this one. Let's see if Blue is able to find a nice choke point here. He might, and Jordan trying to trap those guys in there, but this actually hurts Viper more than it helps him. This is actually a pretty bad fight for Viper. Nice choke point over there from TaToH. Alright, on the other side, we are gonna have the light caps eventually cleaned up, but if you just take a look at the eco, Viper has 75 eco, and does he have imp queued up, or did he just use up all his resources on knights? It appears that he just used all his resources on knights and villagers. Oh man. Anyways, Thumbring coming in hit for Jordan, and in the meanwhile, some knights could loop around, but yet again, I'm not sure how much damage they can cause, and I think the Argentinians will just die slowly here. I mean, 2 TC Kuban Boom, now it's 3 TCs, but Viper has a bunch of fish, and he's going to be booming on 3 TCs as well himself. He's going to be an Imperial in no time, basically. Yes, indeed, the way this forest looks like is that there's a big forest in the middle, and then straggler baobab trees here. Some knights are running around here as well. All the relics, by the way, are in the straggler tree part, so you can access the relics. I don't think these knights will do any major damage here. And this is just going to be about Viper and Jordan outbooming their opponents. Jordan is actually behind in terms of villager numbers, but I mean, he still has fish to work with, so he's fine. He could use some more docks, like over here, for example, so he can have a slightly better fishing. And yeah, Viper is just gonna clean this one up. And look at that, Carbo is unable to find anyone to kill, just looking for villagers, but there is nothing to kill. And meanwhile, Viper still has quite a lot of leftover light cav he can use to raid. Big push in the middle coming in here. TaToH has 31 crossbows, could actually pick off some reinforcements here from Jordan. And as expected, this is going to be a cleanup. Nice quick walls over there from Viper. And these knights will just probably block the path and allow the rest of the knights to clean it up. Viper has 36 military and 100 eco. That's crazy. The Argentinian team hasn't added fish. They don't have any fish. Meanwhile, for Viper and Jordan, they have went for a huge amount of fishing, especially Viper. Viper is just doing a crazy fish boom, and that's why he's so much ahead in terms of economy. Alright, Viper coming in here with the raids. Carbo is dropping down to 67 villagers. Look at all the villagers dying, and honestly, this is the perfect use of those leftover light cavs. Just the amount of damage output that you can have with these is insane. Carbo is down to 57 villagers. Viper just raided him to death with light cav here. He didn't even need the knights, and I think the knights will soon arrive somewhere. I don't even know where Viper's knights are, to be honest. Oh, they're camping back at home here, trying to take an engagement against this aggressive force. Can you show us the map with regular trees after? I don't think so, because then I need to restart my game, and that's something I would like to avoid. So yeah, this is a perfect use of those light cap from the Viper. Carbo's eco is pretty much in ruins. TaToH has an okay eco, but that is going to soon change because Jordan is just marching into his economy right now. And in the meanwhile, this is a cleanup. Jordan is just gonna block the path of those crossbows. And with the crossbows cleaned up, I think Viper is just gonna come in with the knights to engage. There is still quite a lot of knights and crossbows here. You might want to delete the archer range and the lumber camp here, having this big advantage. Normally it's not great to delete the archer range, but I think here you could actually do that just to make sure that you win this fight, even though technically it's not really a big deal if you lose a little bit more because you have so big of an advantage. Look at that, it's 65 military for Viper's team, only 35 for the Argentinians. And in the meanwhile, it appears that TaToH is actually able to take a relatively decent engagement over here on the shoreline. But if you take a look at Viper, Viper is gonna click Imp in a matter of seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Indeed, Imp Village is coming in. With that, Cavaliers will happen, and Viper is just gonna steamroll the map here. Almost ready to drop a castle. I wonder where that castle is going to be. He could go passive on the north to the castle, or he could go like a get out of my game castle here in the face of TaToH. Both of it could work. Still no war contested by the Argentinian team, as it appears that these crossbows from Jordan will be cleaned up. Jordan still did enough damage, I believe, picked off a bunch of camos and crossbows, so I guess there was some value for all those crossbows. And indeed, Ellie Archer says that it's not just 40 or like 60 military for Viper's team, it's also about 50 cavalry in this one, which is a huge number. Masonry coming in here for Viper as well, and that's going to be a castle over here, if I'm not mistaken. Jordan is also going up to Castle Age, which is actually Imperial, I'm just dumb. But with that, Viper is just gonna dive beneath this TC, try to take it down. I think he has enough to win this fight, to be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, is actually asking to wish him happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, my friend. That's one of the things that you can redeem here on the channel, is a happy birthday wish. And with the TC going down, Carbo, who just reboomed up to 70 villagers, he's just gonna lose all the villagers again. Eventually, Viper's gonna get cleaned up by the camos, but Jordan is here to reinforce. And I think this is still worth it. I mean, you just killed half of the eco from your opponent, and that is going to be a GG. Because Viper was also getting a castle up over here. And that's a relatively fast 2-0 over here in the favor of our former secret players. So that is 2 games. Eco for Viper. I just want to point this one out. 16,000 food. Honestly, Carbo had 11,000 as well, which is pretty solid considering that he had no fish. But Viper also 12,000 food, 6,000 gold. That's a crazy amount of resources for Viper. 140 eco. Just look at the timeline. He's just taking like half of the timeline himself. Alright, that's game number 2. And as I said, so far, I have a feeling that this is going to be a 3-0 here. The Argentinian team is solid players, but Viper, TaToH, and Jordan are tough. Apparently, it's Viper and TaToH in the final game playing, or at least final game if they win this one. Game number 3, we are going to have Kawasan. This is the second home map of the Argentinian team. We're going to have Viper in yellow as Lithuanians. And Jordan is going to play... Wait, no, it's not Jordan. It's TaToH playing in Aztecs and red. I mean, I don't know what the Argentinians did with the draft, but how did you allow Aztecs and Lithuanians to be both available to the secret team on Kawasan? I mean, it's your home map. Kawasan is your home map. How are you not picking Aztecs or Lithuanians for this one, or not banning it if you don't want to fight against it? But what is this? It's basically the 2 best civilizations for this map, I believe. I mean, the only concern here is that if you give the relics to the Lithuanian player, then the Aztec player isn't really benefiting from that extra gold. But Aztecs are still very, very strong in Empire Wars, so I don't think they really need it. And if you just look at here for a moment, I'm gonna pause it. The relic bonus for Aztecs is a team bonus, which means that if it is Viper garrisoning the relics into Lithuanian monasteries, he also gets the relic advantage that Aztecs give. Other side is going to be Vietnamese for TaToH in blue, and Carbo is playing Slavs in green. Viper indeed lose a villager, and that dock is going to be delayed a tiny bit, but I don't think it's a massive deficit right now. It appears that Team Secret is going to be rolling with Team Wars. That's actually a pretty decent option, I would say, for them. Easy wall off here, easy wall off here, and then they are already finishing the walls in the middle. TaToH just needs to finish the walls over here. It appears that TaToH and Carbo will be walling separately, as blue is going for this contested pond. And Carbo is going for discontested pawn. This is surprising. They're not using their safe pawn to anything. In the meanwhile, Viper is going to fight over here, and TaToH is just going to chill and fish on this super safe lake that they have. Viper takes revenge, picks off one villager over here from TaToH+, and Viper might open with fire galleys over here, seeing the dock. Scouts already looping around, and that is not looking great for green over here. Hunt is actually in there, so he's gonna have a decent food eco, but unless he destroys the lumber camp, this villager is dead. Indeed, one villager goes down again from green over here. In the meanwhile, more and more scouts come in. Reinforcements are here for Carbo, and he does have forging, so he should technically win this fight. And other than that, I think or secret, or well, former secret players will be pretty much fine. So we're gonna have apparently double docks here for Carbo, so he really wants to go for the fish boom. But in the meanwhile, TaToH is also going for the fish boom. Look at TaToH, he's actually getting close to clicking up into Castle Age here. If you take a look at TaToH+, he's not even close to doing that, and that's a concern right now. Because TaToH is gonna have a pretty decent crossbow push, and if they can secure the middle, as Viper picks off another villager over here on the right side, breaks into the base of his opponent, still no upgrades on those scouts, +1 armor is on the way for Viper. Another spearman goes down, and as I said, being totally honest, if TaToH can just secure the middle with the crossbows he has, he is going to be able to give all the relics to Viper, and then Viper is just gonna destroy everything with those insane Lithuanian knights. Anyways, now it's +1 armor for Viper and +1 attack for Carbo, so these scouts are pretty much equivalent to each other. It appears that Carbo is gonna have better numbers, so he wins this fight. Viper went for Bloodlines, but then cancelled it, so I assume that he's going to give up on his intentions to add more scouts, probably going up to Castle Age. He's actually quite far, so that's not really going to happen, but he's actually winning the war over here with fire galleys. TaToH in the meanwhile does have a nice little fish boom in the back, and he's gonna click into Castle Age right now. Now the Viper playing is kind of overkill. Jordan is back? Maybe. I think they just went for everybody playing 2 games so far. Viper played with Jordan, Viper played with TaToH, and in game number 1, Jordan played with TaToH. So everybody played 2 games so far. Now let's see if Viper can actually wall behind this one. He should be able to. Scouts trying to bash their way not at a different part of the wall, which gives Viper some time to wall behind this one. I don't think that's a lot of HP on those houses, but should be able to hold on for some more time. Indeed, this is enough for Viper, and then he'll probably add a layer behind this one here. Anyways, Castle Age is on the way for TaToH, even gets a market up. He's actually adding villagers to stone, somewhat surprisingly. I'm not sure what's the reason for that. But he's going to come in here and help Viper defend. One of the advantages of the team wars that you can have is that you don't have to march through the entire map to help defend your teammate. So at this point, Viper is going to be fine, and as I said, since Castle Age is going to be there for TaToH first, he's gonna get Crossbow Botkin, probably establish a foothold in the middle. Viper is gonna drop 2 monasteries and then go for +4 knights. And Viper is gonna have great gold eco because of that as well. Apparently, Carbo is going to counterattack Viper here, so Viper will have to invest into fire galleys a little bit more. But yeah, with TaToH having crossbows here as the first player, they should have no trouble seizing control over the middle. And TaToH+ is getting close to crossbows himself, and he's gonna have the extra HP because of Vietnamese. But still, that's not really going to be enough against TaToH's crossbows if TaToH takes the fight right now. Or they could just go straight towards Carbo's base, who is still far from clicking up to Castle Age, and just, you know, finish off all those scouts and villagers while they can. TaToH already trying to pick off those archers. Nice move so far from TaToH+ to run away and keep those archers alive. And yeah, Viper, look at his resources again. The fish boom is really kicking in for the snake, and it appears that he could just win this fight if he gets a good demo in there, just waiting until he gets his fire galley numbers up. And indeed, Viper coming in here with war galley upgrade. Viper is coming with +2 armor, knights, gill nets on the way as well, and a monastery to start picking up the relics. I'm understand how the Argentinian team allowed Viper and TaToH to have both Lithuanians and Aztecs on this map. Like, what you're going to see here from Lithuanians is crazy. Huge gold income for Viper because the Aztec bonus is a team bonus. And also, Lithuanians will receive the extra attack on the Knights. Nice quick was over there from the Snake. And it appears that we're going to have TaToH taking the hill over here, +1 armor on both sides, but extra HP in the hands of the Vietnamese archers right now. So, Ballistics on the way for TaToH+. TaToH is apparently going for the eco approach, but he already has universities, so I guess Ballistics will come in for him relatively soon as well. And as I said, Viper will already 1 relic, and he also has Forging, so that's why you see +2 over there. And the Viper is going to have insane Knights in a matter of seconds. Meanwhile, TaToH, that's actually a pretty bad fight for TaToH. Okay, now he realizes that he has to fight. I thought that he didn't patrol, and indeed, that's not really the perfect fight for TaToH. He's just gonna have to run away and take the hill. But he should still be fine, and those Knights now have +3 attack, soon to be +4 and 5. Scouts find the Monks, which gives some more time for the Argentinians to somehow survive against those Knights, but honestly, they're already getting pushed back, and those Knights aren't even upgraded to their full of their capabilities. 3 relics inside, now it's 10 +4. Iron casting on the way for Viper. That is going to be soon 10 +6 Knights. TaToH nice splits over there and retreats as Carbo is the final player up into Castle Age here. He's gonna go for Knights, but his Knights are not even close to the quality of Viper's Knights. In this one, Viper bringing in relic number 4. That's the final relic that you need to maximize the damage output of your Knights. Meanwhile, Viper is also winning the war over here. This is probably the most dominant game that they had. The most dominant players on this roster combined together with potentially some of the best saves in this map. It's just way too much. In the meanwhile, Viper is also killing the or it's TaToH actually. TaToH is also killing the fishing geek of TaToH+ over here. And looking at this fight, TaToH does not have +2 armor either. I think he's missing ballistics as well, so it's not a great fight for him because that archer juking around is just going to cause so much chaos. But in the end, Viper 10 +6 attack on those Knights. That's crazy. They would just snowball everything. So yeah, sure, Carbo is gonna have his own Knights, but what are those Knights gonna do against 10 +6 from Viper? Oh man, I feel like it's a massive issue from the Argentinians to let both Vietnamese and Aztecs fall into the hands of the opponent in this one. Especially Lithuanians. Like, here Lithuanians are crazy strong, and you can see that Viper is gonna have a great gold income from those relics as well. So it's not just about the extra attack, it's also going to be about the relics. Viper and TaToH both almost at 80 villagers. TaToH+ is at 70, but Carbo is only at 60. It's not looking great for the Argentinians, and I feel like they will just die slowly in this game. So, well, it's not looking great. It's just not looking great for them. I'm really trying to hype things up here, but I mean, TaToH is going into Imperial, what are we even talking about? TaToH is going Imp, 18 minutes in the game. Of course it's Empire Wars, but still, this is a ridiculously fast Imp time for TaToH over there. He's gonna have Orbs very soon, and Viper does have a bunch of Knights with +6 attack. Alright, so where the Knights at? The Knights are trying to take down the monastery, but oh boy, I mean, this is not even close. This is not even close. Those Knights just can't engage those Lithuanian Knights with +6 attack. And Viper is just gonna commit to Knights. He's not going to switch into Lattice, and he will probably just run inside and destroy everything right now. Meanwhile, more and more crossbows for TaToH. He can just sit back and chill until he gets Arbalest. Or, honestly, if Viper is essentially 1v1ing Carbo here, I could just see TaToH switching into Eagles and then basically 1v1ing TaToH over here with Elite Eagles. Instead, they will just stick with the Arbs, and Viper is just gonna send in the Knights to destroy the ranges. Look at that. Look at how those ranges absolutely get shattered here. Would getting a few petards and sniping the monastery would be worth the case here? No, absolutely not. First of all, you need a castle for petards. Number 2, you need to get here to destroy the monastery. Number 3, it takes 5 seconds to rebuild the monastery. That's not even close. Honestly, I don't think that you can destroy that monastery here at all for the Argentinians anymore. They don't have the army for that, and indeed, they're just gonna call it, and this is gonna be as fast as it gets. Team Secret, or former Team Secret, is just going to steamroll this. Viper, 83 kills, 43 deaths, and 1,400 gold in a game that was 21 minutes long. And in fact, Viper got up to Castle Age at 12 minutes. 9 minutes of game time for Viper, 1,500 gold. And also, all the attack for Lithuanians. That's crazy. Because remember, the Aztec bonus is a team bonus, which means Lithuanians also receive that. Alright, so this was this series. I'm somewhat surprised that this was this one-sided, but on the other hand, I'm not so much surprised. Because it's secret, and these guys are gonna get into the next round.